Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As per the usual, I am Gabble, as Gabble. Greetings and salutations, and welcome back. As you can see here, we're back in the kitchen. Tonight for dinner, we're gonna make 3 different chicken dishes. We're gonna do breaded chicken, and then we're gonna do grilled chicken, and then we're gonna have a side chicken of all the pieces I just cleaned, because I just spent about 20 minutes or so cleaning up some freshly selected chicken breasts. So we're going to essentially make dinner tonight, and a couple of variations of the normal thing. We saw the pork chop breadcrumbs, the breaded pork chops, so now we're going to do breaded chicken. If you're enjoying the videos, please give them a like, and if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. So as you can see, we got 4 chicken breasts here. We're going to do 2 breaded chicken and 2 grilled chicken. As you can see here, they were full breasts, 5 of them. And then I butterflied them, which is essentially cutting them in half and getting 12, I think there were 6 total. So I got 12 of them. So we got 4 to start with. So we also have the parts, as you can see here, are I call it a snacky bit. Chicken snacks, because essentially all we're going to do is just boil up the chicken that was left over when we cleaned them up. So for that one, all we're going to do is add our ingredients: a little salt, a little pepper, some chicken seasonings. Feel free to drown it, because we're going to do a little bit of everything. And instead of the normal tradition with the butter and so on and so forth, we're actually going to use soda. A citrus soda, because the acid from the citrus will maintain the balance of that. So we got some onion powder and some garlic powder we're going to add here. And then we're going to take some Mountain Dew as a citrus base, and we're going to cook it in there. I used, during our group meetings back in the day, I used to make this all the time after we cleaned it up. People absolutely loved it. Nice little fruity chicken bites that you can put over a pasta, a salad, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to get that going, because this one's probably going to be cooking the entire time that we're in here doing all this stuff. So we'll get that shit going right now. So we're going to just put that, bring that up to a certain, I think we'll bring it up to a light boil, and we're just going to let that go. So next up on the list is going to be our breaded chicken, because we got to get them in the oven, because it's going to take however long to get them all breaded and stuff like that, and then anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the thickness of the chicken, to cook it to make sure they're cooked up to 165. So we're just going to take our one chicken. We're only doing, I seasoned our flour, so it's got flour, it's got chicken seasonings, it's got seasoned salt, and a couple other things. So we're going to just drip that into the egg wash. We're going to drip that and do the next one as well. Might be able to see you there. I'll bring it in a closer picture as soon as I get them all ready. So then we're going to grab it over here. Going to get them all egg washed. The egg wash is just essentially just 3 eggs, milk, and that's it. We'll go right into our breading area. Get that in there a little bit good. You want to make sure you're breading every side, every nook and cranny, because it's going to keep in that moisture. Let me get down. Let me put these down. So then after these are done, we have a pan ready to go for them, and we're going to pop them directly into the oven. Like I said, they're going to be the ones that's going to take the longest to cook. Got that right there. It's flour, egg wash. Depending on your style, you can either usually it's one-handed wet, one-handed dry, or if it's depending on the size of the portions, you can go just one wet, one dry, whatever you feel like doing. But you really want to keep, usually, if you're doing a lot, like you're doing like 30 to 40 chicken breasts, you want to keep your hands one at least dry, because the egg wash and the flour will build up and then you'll just have very swollen looking fingers. So, as you see here, we got our chicken here just floured with Italian breadcrumbs, the seasoned salt that we threw in with the flour, egg wash, and so on. So we'll put a pan in there, put it at 350, and we're gonna just let those cook for like 15-20 minutes, depending on how that is. So we're going to. So now we'll go move on to the next one. We'll cast this aside, and we'll clear up the other side to get the other chicken going, because we're going to manually season those like we did these. And the whole time that chicken is still cooking. And like the grilling, depending on the method, it will take less time because you're more of a direct heat on them. So we'll get the grill going over here. Where's my water bottle? There's my water bottle. So we're going to grill them / flat top / steam. Essentially the steam is we're just going to spray water onto the flat iron that's very hot. That will, essentially you could cover the chicken to get them all steamed, to get them faster, but we're not in a real rush. So we're just going to get that going. Get that one going. We're also going to get our other. Oh, we were actually warming up the wrong one. No wonder. But that's fine. We needed the other one done as well, so we'll get both of those going. Because the chicken bites at the end, those are the more longer they are in that sauce, the quicker they'll get cooked, and the more they'll get flavorful. So now with those last remaining two chicken breasts, we're letting our flat top heat up now. Bring this over here. Let's bring that over there. That took a little oil. That's good. That's good. That's good. So, same method over here. We're gonna just salt, pepper, garlic, our grilled chicken, and so on and so forth. Then we're gonna pat them down, just so they get all seasoned and all that fun jazz. So we got all the seasoned chicken going. We're going to do some seasoned salt on them as well. And then we'll finish off with some garlic. So now we have our seasoned chickens right here. We'll just tap them on to get all of those herbs and spices in there. And these will go directly onto the grill. We also are making a side dish. I didn't wash my pasta bowls this time around, so all our bowls are there. So we're just doing a quick Alfredo pasta to go with the chicken. Depending on you either get grilled chicken or we get, depending on which one ever gets cooked faster. So we got our flat top going. Get that going. So you hear them sizzling, and then when they get heat up and start going really good, then we'll add all our stuff. We'll drop that, and then all you really got to do with the first chicken dish, the parts, literally just going in here, stirring them. Just when it comes to a boil, you want to turn it down and just let it, essentially turning on low and let it just go. And sometimes if it's too fruity or too heavy, you can add some water to thin it out. But we use Baja Blast this time, so it's going to have a nice little tropical flavor to it. Other methods to do it, because like I said, you can cook the parts and different things, but this is just one of the side items that people really like how I do this. With this one, I do it for parties and groups and so on and so forth. So we got our chickens in the our breaded chickens in the oven, so we got that going. We're going to add our Alfredo pasta. We're going to bring that down. And that's just going to bring that down to a simmer after we stir it in. We'll drop the back down to 4. And we're just going to let that Alfredo cook. Got a nice little stir. Napkin for our utensils. So a nice little rolling boil for the chicken parts. But I said chicken parts is just essentially chunks of the one that had fatty parts to it, because all that fat's got the flavor in it, so that's going in there, mixing with the citrus and the acid and going from there. So both of those are going strong. We'll let that boil. This is me adding the water to the flat top, using the steam to essentially coat the chicken. I did the non-seasoned side first because I want to get at least half it cooked there, and then we'll flip it. And then that will sear in, give time for the flavors and the herbs and spices to blend in with the chicken. So when you immediately go to flip it, it's not going to just fall right off. So it's baking the bottom of it, which is bringing in that flavor from the chickens. So we'll put all these away now. Got all of our other stuff going. But yeah, I got like several other recipe ideas, but like I said, this is all based on if people want me to cook more, smash the links in those videos, and that will lead me to do more, because I have 17 years of recipes I could bring to the YouTubers. We got our chicken, like our chicken parts here, we have them boiling real nice. It looks real weird looking, but that's just the excess, the fat, and everything else is coming to the top. And we're essentially just boiling that chicken all the way down. And then those will just be nice little chunks you can throw on the top of a salad. You can put it in pasta. You can put it on, you name it. It's very flexible on what those parts can go on. Some people just eat it straight, right out of the pan, that some of us do, and others they'll add it to whatever as a garnish or add it as a protein to go on top of their meals. So those are going there. Get another shot of steam. And usually the chicken's on the flat top. It'll take it's about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, give or take. So. Get that going, that's going, that's going, that's going. We'll check on our chickens in the oven. They're going good. Those will actually the chicken parms will be very moist. That'll have a nice, it won't be dried out by the oven. But we set the oven to 350, standard protocol, and then just let it go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So we're going to do our first turn, or we're going to do our flip here on the grilled chicken. We're going to put the herb side down, and we're going to hit with water again to essentially searing those herbs and spices inside. Let go like that. And then after that, we might have time for a plate up. We shall see. It all depends on what gets done first. But more than likely it's going to be the grilled chicken. And then we're just going to plate that up, and then after we get that done, we're just going to Mr. Rice Pod, go stay up there please. Thank you. Or just stay up there, thank you. Then we'll have the Alfredo go with that. So we'll pop that up. Keep everything stirring because it will dry out real quick, but you want to get all that dealt with. Because if you just leave it one space, it's just going to burn. And you don't want that. Nobody wants that. And then, like I said, as soon as we sear the one side, bring it to the camera. See, you guys, nice little crust on the outside, on the back side, on the front side. And that's why you just want that little seasoning crust on there, because that will just make sure the seasons don't fall off. Then we're just going to just keep flipping them back and forth. And go from there. And then when those get ready, we will just we'll take them off, we'll slice them up, and then we'll throw them back on the flat top to get the inside, and waiting for the other half of the dish to finish. So, but yeah, I got a couple surprises coming up recording wise. The TMNT Magic the Gathering set just dropped, or I should say not pre-ordered, but dropped in your local stores. So we'll be doing an unboxing of TMNT with a surprise coming up. And I was going to buy a full fat pack of that, but it turned out it was like $80, and that's just too high for me to be willing to do that. So, but we'll go into more details about that at the upcoming videos. So, but we had a couple conventions we did the last couple weeks. We were up in the Midland Mall. That was a great show. Then last week we had just came back. We were in Bowling Green State University. We went to that and a marathon. I haven't been there since probably early 2013, early 2010s, when I was part of the DJ group that spun there. So it's been a couple busy weekends. So we've had some issues uploading, and then it turns out that there's a coding issue on the next button on YouTube, so I would get stuck on the check screen for your copyrights, your let's see here, community guidelines, all the safety checks. Essentially, you would get stuck on that screen, and I couldn't figure out because it literally would just do that for 14 hours. It didn't give me an answer. Then randomly started clicking shit, and it turned out that it wasn't just going through that, it was stopping at that zone, so literally could just go to manually hit visualization, and it would allow me to post that way. So problem solved. But yet it was just been weird the last 3 weeks. I don't know. I had issues uploading one video, as some of that you saw. Then the following week I had 2 videos. Then this week I had all 4. So it's just like, the fuck. But hoping that they'll figure that out eventually. But it is what it is for the time being. Chicken parts are looking good. Smells amazing in the kitchen right now, but we'll just have to come by one of these days, because the house is open up on the weekends for food, fun, and games, and I'll do cooking for everybody, so everybody stops out and joins the monotonous gaming and so on and so forth. So we got our pasta going. That chicken's about ready off the grill, so we're going to pull that, drop that low, and then we're going to just bring that over there. Like I said, we got a nice little coating, nice little color. So apparently I put away. I was washing my other knife, so I have to go grab out one of my new knives. The knife doesn't look the best. Let's wipe off. Oh well. So then like I said, we're gonna just gonna julienne the chicken breast. So we get nice little pieces like that. Then we're going to grab the second one. We're going to drop it down to warm, because we're going to end up putting these pieces back on there. After we cut their, let's see here, I'll just take this. But yeah, they're done, but we're just keeping them warm while the other stuff finishes. So we're just gonna put it back on here. We'll cut this last one. And sometimes the chicken won't get cooked all the way through, but it will happen on occasion. So that all you really got to do is just cook it for a little bit longer. So, but always make sure your stuff's at least 165. I would normally check it, but I know how the flat top works, or this particular model. So, and I can judge it on time frame just from all the years I've been doing it. So, get that sorted. We're about 2 or 3 minutes out on our pasta. And like I said, nothing too fancy about that pasta. It's just next stuff to get time killed. Stuff warm. Plate already. Then we'll drop a little plate presentation. And about halfway through the chicken that's in the breaded chicken that's in the oven, we'll pull out and get a look-see at that. You see, it's just like getting a nice little crust down there. So we're going to flip about halfway through. We'll flip them. And you can still see by that breading it's still pretty moist. So we might just spray some more on here just in case, so it doesn't stick. And these will be ready in about another 5 or 6 minutes on those. So. As you can see, our chicken parts are all doing what they need to do, so that's, like I said, perfect for a little bite on a salad. Those will probably go till the end of the video. I'm gonna drop that because apparently it's too hot. Pasta is sticking, but we're also going to add some more cheeses to that pasta. We've got some queso here. Move that over here. Just to give it a little more chasey flavor, we got some quesadilla. Quesadilla, cheeses. Just put those on there. Get a little more cheesy and go from there. We're about 3 minutes out. Like I said, we just flipped the chicken in the oven. This was too low. See how much time we got left. We got 5 minutes left, so we'll get about 2 minutes left to go, and then we'll pull the pasta's plate up and call it a video. Well, like I said, this is very simple. You can do it. You don't have to do it with chicken. You can do it with pork. You can do it with loin. You can do it a little bit of everything. There are several different variations over there. There's a whole bunch of recipes out there online to make whatever you feel like you want to make. The power is in your hands. That. back over there. So that's low. Pasta's 2 minutes out. So now we will plate up our chicken over here because it's ready to pounce. And it just looks like a pile of chicken, but it's what it really is. But we will make it look pretty as soon as we finish our plate presentations. Like I said, our pasta has gotten nice and thick. Like I said, we already have our plates set up, so we're just putting on the final touches of these. We'll come in with the chicken. You have, folks, 3 dishes that you can do with relatively using the same one ingredient and make 3 different dishes. So here's a shot of the plate presentation. There's the one. There's the second one. So, and that'll do it for us here. I thank you all for coming back out to the channel. And we'll pull those chicken parms out to get a last view of those. You see, those are good to go, and that will do it for us. So I thank you all for coming back out to the channel, and until next time, this is Cable saying have a good night, and we shall see you in the next one.